what is JavaScript engine. No, it is not magic. On the other hand, we have the compiler who works on the machine code generation. The takeaway is you and your computer speak different languages. And in 2018, Microsoft announced they will rebuild their browser with V8 engine. What a surprise! Or not so surprise? Hello, I'm Mation from Optimization. I'm going to start a new series on JavaScript. Previously, we have talked about how to install Visual Studio Code extensions. And we have got our code editor set up ready. In this video, I will show you some online articles and graphs. I will put their links in the description box. This video is for those who have zero or just a bit experience in JavaScript. In this series, I will not just talk about how to write JavaScript code. We will also discuss the nature and concept about JavaScript. If you are just curious about how JavaScript works, this series is for you. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave me a comment to say hi would be nice. We have a weekly schedule section in our channel page. Please refer to our schedule. In this particular video, I would like to discuss what is JavaScript engine and briefly talk about how it works. In addition, if we have time, I would like to show you the console, how we interact with the console, and last but not least, what is JavaScript function. And this video may have a part 2 if I talk too much and take too much time to explain. Alright, now you know what I'm going to talk about. Let's get started. If you are a person who has some experience in writing JavaScript, I mean, you have written a few lines and get some response from the console, you may find it magical. How does the browser know what to do? No, it is not magic. In every browser, no matter which browser you are using, Microsoft Edge, Chrome, or Opera, there is a JavaScript engine in every one of them. For example, we have SpiderMonkey in Firefox and we have V8 in Chrome. The engine is a piece of software that reads and executes our JavaScript code. If the engine is a team, it has two members, the interpreter and the compiler. The interpreter will pass or read your JavaScript code line by line, and it executes your source code almost immediately. On the other hand, we have the compiler who works on the machine code generation. We will discuss how they work as a team later. You can think of it as a blender. The JavaScript engine takes your human-readable JavaScript code, blend it, or convert it into machine code that the machine, the CPU, can digest. The takeaway is you and your computer speak different languages, and you will need the translator to help you to get the message through. I hope at this point you understand why we need the JavaScript engine. And let's take a brief moment to have a look on how Mozilla's JavaScript engine works and understand how a web page and its baggage, the JavaScript and CSS, is loaded into the browser. Of course, we love our web page to be loaded as fast as possible. To achieve that, there is always a trade-off between speed and memory, which means the data does not always come from the network, not freshly from the network. Your data may come from network cache or a service worker. A side note, service worker helps to provide rich offline experience, which means it roughly translates when there is no signal or no network, your web content will not break too uglily. Anyway, let's go back to the scenario when the JavaScript code is available to the browser, and then to SpiderMonkey in this case. it will run the syntax parser, parse the code, and raise JavaScript syntax errors as soon as possible. If everything is good, it can start the execution and generate bytecode. By understanding how the JavaScript engine works, I hope one will realize why we need syntax. To us, human, syntax is a tool. It helps us to write proper sentences. Let's pretend those are sentences in a way the JavaScript engine would understand, so we can communicate with it. So, up to this point in this video, we should understand inside a browser, there is a JavaScript engine, which has two components, two members, an interpreter and a compiler. The interpreter is quick to get up and running. It just starts translating that first line and running it, then line by line. This is a good thing for delivering web contents. The downside is that the translator, the interpreter, would translate the same line again and again if you are running the same code more than once. On the other hand, the compiler has to compile the codes first. It takes a little bit more time up front, but it does optimizations. It ends up making faster execution. So when the interpreter, actually the profiler in the interpreter, sees itself translate the same section of code a few times, it flags it as warm or hot. These frequently executed code paths will be passed to the compiler along with the contextual information to be optimized to make a faster version of the code. In a nutshell, the engine does JIT compilation of JavaScript. So now we have basic understanding of the modern JavaScript engine. And don't be confused browser engine with JavaScript engine. It is a layout engine. It reads HTML documents. We also have different brands of browser engines. The browser engine in Chrome is blank. And V8, the most popular or famous JavaScript engine which powers Electron and Node.js, is used within blank. If you would like to know more, I find this article very easy to read and digest. You can find the link in the description box. As an other side note, V8, the program itself, is written in C++. And in 2018, Microsoft announced they will rebuild their browser with V8 engine. What a surprise! Or not so surprise? Anyway, I encourage you to take a look at the links of the articles in the description box. They are all well written and informative. We haven't discussed anything about the console and the function yet. What a surprise of my time management. I will push those into the upcoming episode. Stay tuned if you are interested. Leave me a happy emoji face if you like this video. Of course, give me a thumbs up. Thank you! We post videos both in Cantonese and English. And I will continue this series in both languages. I hope this video will be useful to you. See you in the next video. Bye bye!